station welcomes you to Chicagoland Speedway for the running of the Camping World 400. Kyle Larson wins his first pole of the year above Alex Bowman, Brad Keselowski, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Kyle Busch, and Paul Menard.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
The first stage concludes on lap 26, the second stage concludes on lap 52, and the final stage concludes on lap 107. The green flag is out at Chicagoland. Larson gets a good jump above Alex Bowman. Going into turn 1, Brad Keselowski takes second. His teammate Joey Logano up to third. Martin Truex Jr. going 3 wide on the inside for third position. Kyle Larson will lead lap 1, with Brad Keselowski right on his tail. 4 wide at the back. Bowman touches the outside wall. Martin Truex Jr. is trying to take second, and does so above Brad Keselowski. Remember, he's trying to win 3 in a row, and it's between him and Kevin Harvick for the first driver to 5 wins. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is up into 4th position. Jimmy Johnson overtaking Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and is now up to 4th, with Denny Hamlin following suit. William Byron touched the outside wall the same way that his teammate Alex Bowman did. Keselowski's retaken 2nd, with Denny Hamlin challenging Jimmy Johnson for 4th. Keselowski's got a run on Larson. Looking to the inside. He's got the line. Into turn 1, he has now taken the lead. Martin Truex Jr. follows suit into 2nd. A little bit of contact between the 42 and 22 cars, as Martin Truex Jr. has now taken the lead down the back straightaway. Jimmy Johnson going to the inside of Truex. Who will lead lap 9? At the line, it was still Truex. Joey Logano going 3 wide on the inside line, attempting to take 2nd position. Kyle Larson now taking 2nd. Whoa, Johnson! Very loose off turn 4. Ryan Newman is now challenging Kyle Busch for 3rd position, with Brad Keselowski trying to take him 3 wide into 3. Kyle Larson has now taken the lead halfway through stage 1. Got a car almost around Alex Bowman, really far onto the apron of turn 2. Ryan Blaney is now up into 4th position, trying to pass his teammate Brad Keselowski to make a run at the leaders. 10 laps to go in stage 1. These top 4 cars being in a single file draft has allowed them to check out from the rest of the field slightly, by about half a second between 4th and 5th. Martin Truex Jr. going to the inside of Kyle Larson, now 3 wide for the lead with Keselowski on the inside. Side by side down the back straightaway. Keselowski currently holds it. Now Ryan Blaney onto the inside of Keselowski, trying to get a nose in, and look at the sideways move by Martin Truex Jr. Kyle Larson is trying to take 3rd position off of Martin Truex Jr. with a Penske 1-2. Larson going to the inside of Blaney. Look at Alex Bowman, after bouncing that car off the wall, is now up into the top 5. We now have almost a 6-car battle for the first stage. Larson got a little bit loose through turns 1 and 2. Allowed Truex to get under him. Alex Bowman is now up to 3rd. White flag is out in Stage 1. Clear sailing ahead for Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski has now won Stage 1. Two cars have stayed out on the racetrack. William Byron will assume the lead above Kurt Busch. First car off pit road is Brad Keselowski above Martin Truex Jr. and Jimmy Johnson. Kurt Busch is now pitting. Not really sure what the strategy call was for the one car. The 24 does stay out. Under caution, Eric Jones's car is expelling smoke. He will likely be out of the race. Both of Jack Roush's cars are in the top 10. The green flag is out for Stage 2, and William Byron will lead us down to Turn 1. Martin Truex Jr. looking to the inside of Brad Keselowski. Trying to take second position. I believe Byron will be pitting this time. So now Martin Truex Jr. holds the lead, and we are going 4 wide on the front straightaway. Jimmy Johnson is now up to second, with Joey Logano in third. Kevin Harvick is now challenging Alex Bowman for fourth, with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. trying to get into the top 5. Joey Logano is now trying to take second off of Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman now up to third. Joey Logano looking to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. Truex retains the lead and shuts the door on Logano. Now has to navigate past Cody Ware, which he does not. Logano to the inside of Truex. 3 wide for the lead with Bowman on the inside. 5 laps to go in Stage 2. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Alex Bowman now holds the lead. A little bit of contact between the 88 and 4 cars. And now Alex Bowman is the leader at Chicago. And now the 88 car has cleared the 4, but now the 22 is going to the inside. Joey Logano is retaking the lead. Kevin Harvick going through the middle, now up to third position. Truex looking to the inside of Logano. And again, 3 wide down the back straightaway. This time I believe Truex might get it. Now Jimmy Johnson into the mix. 4 wide for the lead. Truex led that lap. Truex has now cleared the 48 and 88 cars with Kevin Harvick right on his back bumper. Harvick going to the inside. White flag is out in Stage 2. Harvick still trying to get by Truex. The battle of the 2 drivers with 4 wins. Looks like Truex is going to clear Harvick. And how many times have I said it this past month? Martin Truex Jr. is going to win Stage 2. Martin Truex Jr. wins the race off pit road with Alex Bowman in second, Jimmy Johnson in third, and Kevin Harvick in fourth. We've had another mechanical failure under caution. Eric Almirola will likely be out of the race. The green flag is out in the final stage. Martin Truex Jr. gets a relatively good jump above the 88 car of Alex Bowman. The lap car of William Byron is attempting to block third place Jimmy Johnson. Alex Bowman now looking to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. Bowman gets the lead in the 3. Kevin Harvick going to the inside of Martin Truex Jr. He is now taken second. And Harvick gets the spot going into 3. Kyle Larson dives it into turn 3 and is now up to second. Already going to the inside of Kevin Harvick. Harvick led that lap, but Kyle Larson is now taking the lead. Kyle Larson leads the field above Jimmy Johnson, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Martin Truex Jr. Other than stages, this race is on track to become the first caution-free race of this year. Although, going 4 wide won't help that statistic, and they're going 5 wide now. And yep, the moment I mentioned caution-free, they wreck. Chase Elliott is around. Oh my goodness! Chris Buescher violently flips down the front straightaway. Derek Cope is involved. JJ Yeley is involved. Buescher flips over Landon Castle. As we race back to the caution, Kyle Larson is the leader. Literally a couple seconds after I mention a caution-free race. They pull this move. Ryan Newman turns down into Daniel Suarez, which then leads to just a pileup on the exit of turn 4. Tyler Reddick is involved. Let's go on board with Chris Buescher. We can't go a single race without a flip, but Chris may need some medical evaluation. Considering that, Austin Dillon's car kind of went inside him. The green flag is back out on lap 69. Jimmy Johnson's already trying to look to the high side of Kyle Larson, but Truex is looking to the low side of Johnson. Martin Truex Jr. is now back up into second. Dennis is going to the inside of Martin Truex Jr., the first time we've seen him in the top 3 all day. Logano now trying to take second. A little bit of contact between Truex and Johnson. Kyle Larson's been able to gap this field by about a half second due to this extreme 3-wide battling. Now 4 wide. Martin Truex Jr., I believe, might have just touched the wall through the apex. And definitely on exit. After touching the wall, Martin Truex Jr. is now about to fall out of the top 10. Almost down into 12th by now. Brian Blaney going to the inside of Jimmy Johnson, trying to take second. But Johnson uses momentum on the high line to power past. Now Blaney's teammate, Brad Keselowski, is trying to take third. We have the lap car of Reed Sorensen directly in front of the leaders. He does not block any of the top 2. They split him for third. Kyle Larson has now gapped Jimmy Johnson by half second. I believe that's the farthest distance between first and second all day. Brad Keselowski's now taken second off of Jimmy Johnson. Ryan Blaney will follow the 2 car. Johnson now down to 4th, with Martin Truex Jr. now up to 5th. A good rally in the last 5 laps. Lap car of JJ Yeley is in the way of Kyle Larson. He does in fact get blocked. Boxed in. Brad Keselowski will shoot on by on the outside. Jimmy Johnson now up to second, but I believe Larson may take it back into 3, and yes, he does. Larson's got a big run developed on Keselowski, looking to the inside on the front straightaway. With help from Blaney. 3 wide for the lead. Ryan Blaney dives into turn 1 and has now taken the lead. Jimmy Johnson now going 3 wide on the back straightaway. Trying to take the spot. Martin Truex Jr. is now in the frame. And Ryan Blaney is now taking the lead. You still got to look out for Martin Truex. We once again have a Penske 1-2 with Ryan Blaney the leader above Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski looking to the inside of his teammate, Ryan Blaney. Kyle Larson now challenging Truex, now back up into 4th. Keselowski's retaken the lead with Jimmy Johnson in 3rd. Kyle Larson going 3 wide for 2nd. Now up into the position with his sights set on Brad Keselowski. Martin Truex Jr. is pitting, along with Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman. Brad Keselowski will stay out, along with Kyle Larson and Ryan Blaney. Both Keselowski and Larson are bringing it down to pit road this time by. Kyle Busch has decided to stay out. Busch is obviously going down pit road this time by. But the only question is who will get the lead after this cycle of stops. Alex Bowman, with a damaged race car, has decided to stay on the racetrack and is the race leader. He currently has every single race car 1 lap down. Once Bowman pits, Brad Keselowski will assume the lead above Jimmy Johnson, Darrell Wallace Jr. with a great strategy call, and Kevin Harvick, after Martin Truex Jr. lost about 5 spots on pit road. Kevin Harvick is now unlapping himself, currently resides in the 3rd position, but after Bowman pits, or possibly gets wrecked here, he will be in 2nd. Now Larson challenging Harvick for position. The leader, Alex Bowman, is now pitting. So right here on the racetrack will be the battle for the lead. Kevin Harvick dives in on Larson and has now taken 2nd. Darrell Wallace Jr. currently runs in 6th position. Kyle Larson is now taken 2nd above Kevin Harvick. Larson looking to the inside of Keselowski. Reed Sorensen blocks them both, but mainly Keselowski. Kevin Harvick has now driven up to 2nd. There are 3 lap cars directly in front of the leaders. Ryan Blaney going 3 wide on the inside for 2nd. Now Larson has gotten all the way through the lap traffic. A little bit of contact between the 2 and 51 cars. And Ryan Blaney is now into 2nd, with Jimmy Johnson in 3rd and Kevin Harvick in 4th. The only lap car between Larson and victory, the 88 of Alex Bowman. Kevin Harvick is on the inside of Blaney, trying to take 2nd position. Now Brad Keselowski is trying to push the 4 car. Martin Truex Jr. has managed to drive up into 6th position as Keselowski challenges Harvick for 2nd and takes the spot. 5 laps to go. Look at who's going 3 wide for 3rd position. Martin Truex Jr. has now driven his way back up into winning contention. Keselowski looking to the inside of Kyle Larson. Larson defends his line and clears the 2. Ryan Blaney retakes 3rd position above Truex. 88 car of Bowman slightly blocks the leaders, but they are able to get by. Keselowski once again on the inside of the 42 car. Larson clears him. 2 laps to go at Chicago. Keselowski once again going to the inside. This time they're going to be side by side through 3 and 4. Keselowski powers by. White flag. Larson's got nothing for him. And Brad Keselowski has now won his 3rd race of the year at Chicagoland. Brad Keselowski wins over the pole sitter Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Blaney, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and an upset with Bubba Wallace in 10th. The point gap between Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. only narrowed by 1 point this race, from 57 points last week to 56 this week. Kyle Busch moves up 3 positions in points up to 7th, and Ryan Blaney moves up 4 positions in points up to 9th. In the playoff standings, due to Chris Buescher and Austin Dillon's terrible finishes, they are now 2 and 1 points above the playoff cut line. Kyle Larson entered this race 28 points below the cutoff and is now 3 points within in 14th position. Eric Almirola is only 1 point out of the playoffs, and Daniel Suarez is only 14 points out. Next race is the first of the 2 Pocono doubleheaders. Catch it right here on the Speed Station.